everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. First off, I'm so sorry. I'm 36 minutes late. I try so much to start my lives on time, but I had another panel that I did on Charles Warren's channel on RuPaul's Drag Race episode 2. This is season 14. So I was over on his channel doing a panel, and then I had technical difficulties because out here in Memphis it kind of rained ice, and then on top of the ice it rained snow. So my internet was out, so I'm kind of working on my data. But anyway, all the excuses in the world don't matter. I apologize for being late if you were here at 2 o'clock for the live. Again, I usually try to be online, but if you're watching this on the rewatch, we still gonna have a good time. Y'all get in the comments on the rewatch and let me know if you can make it to the live. Get in the chat and let's just have a good time. This is Ready to Love Reunion Part 1, and I have so much to say. Up first, we're going to talk about the reunion looks. Was the theme satin? Because it seemed like everybody had on some kind of ill-fitting silk or satin look. Overall, everybody looked a mess. It might be 2 people, maybe 3, that I thought did okay. But let's look into it. I'm not going... You could tell they looked a mess because they didn't even post their pictures on Instagram. I had to take pictures of my TV. And we're going to go through it real quick. Tommy has COVID, so we have a new host. I believe her name is Tanika. She was one of the best dressed just because she was simple. And I like the one shoulder sequence top and the bright pink pants. And her hair and makeup are gorgeous. So I like the host. I actually like her a little bit better than Tommy, because I feel like Tommy has his favorites and he lets certain people slide. So I like Tanika. I thought she did a great job as a host. I'm going to do couch by couch because that's how I took the pictures on my TV. This couch looked the best overall. Sabrina really doesn't do any wrong. She just has on a plain burgundy wine maroon color dress. Sabrina, I seen you put on better dresses on the show, but you're the best dressed right here. I didn't like the necklace. That's Phil and Sydney in the center. I thought they were the best looking couple. I actually like Sydney's dress the best. She had on like a little lacy number. She looked really cute. Everybody else just looked shiny and seemed too much. On this couch, let's go over to the other couch. Yeah, I don't know who this person is in the back with the blonde hair and the black beard, but it's a no, sir. He must have went home first. Cornelius, it's very clear that he lets Camille dress him, and Camille dresses him like a clown because she don't want nobody else to be attracted to him. And I don't know what those he got a picture with some gold grills in his mouth, some diamond grills at the bottom. And where y'all get the hot pink from? Like, why do you have on orange? And Mumin, I don't know what you were doing with that little sheer panel. It looks very cheaply made when you get it up close on TV. Aisha, the same. Aisha bothered me more than anybody. And Aisha, you my homegirl on the show. But Aisha makeup, the foundation doesn't match any part of your skin, girlfriend. I don't know who did it, but they used a yellow undertone on you, and you probably needed a neutral or a red because you look like you have a red undertone. It's the little things that count. It's the little things, and that foundation was a hot mess. But back to this couch. Tasia, I really can't see her look, but she looks okay. Frank has on cowboy boots, and that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, he looks a hot ass mess. And for Frank and Mumin not to have ever talked since taping Wrapped, they show coordinated their outfits. But let's move on. That's all I gotta say about these looks. Again, everybody looks, for the most part, a mess. What did y'all think about the reunion looks? Hey, Stephanie, I'm happy you made it over to the live, girl. I'm sorry I was late. But on the rewatch or in the chat, just let me know who was your favorite look. Who was your least favorite? It's so many least favorites. I'm not even going to list. But my favorite look was Sydney. Sydney and Phil. I like the way they looked together. Let's jump into the reunion. I'm gonna try not to be too long because I wrote everything down in little groupings. I'm gonna give my 2 cents about everyone's talking points, and then we're gonna have a good time in the comments in the chat. Up first was Sean, and Sean was like, "Hallelujah. I'm so happy y'all voted me off and sent me home." Sean, when I think about him, I think he's was a missed opportunity for a lot of ladies. A lot of ladies Sean was attracted to or tried to get to know were ladies who did not want children. So he kind of was shooting himself in the foot. He should have, I think Sean is a little bit too mature. He's very direct and straightforward in what he was saying. I understood exactly when he said that to Sabrina, "I don't want to hurt you in a few months." He wasn't saying it like I'm some low down dirty dog who gonna cheat on you in a few months and break your heart. He was saying it like, I don't really want to get to know you and gather up all these feelings and then know I'm gonna have to leave you because I really want children and you don't want to have anymore. I understood what he's saying. I wish people, if y'all was really there looking for some love, somebody would have gave Sean an opportunity. But Sean said the best thing in the whole reunion. I wrote it down. He said, "I felt like there was pressure to find something that may not be here, and I don't want to be here just to make it to the end." And if we all really think about it, the people who made it to the end look like people who were just here to make it to the end. Stephanie, you said the outfits was horrible. Did Dante? Let me go back. I forgot to show Dante or talk about Dante. Dante, is that a sheer suit? It seems like it's a lace suit, but it has like a flesh tone, like what do they call it? Under layer. I don't know, but Dante looks a mess. And I wouldn't mind so much. Yeah, I mind a lace suit. I don't want my man in no lace suit. But he also has on like a brocade type of shirt. I didn't know what Dante was going for. I really don't know what Aisha was going for. I want to say Aisha, the foundation ruins it for me, but I don't think that color blonde is for you. And I don't know why she got on a wedding headband in the back. I don't get it. Hey, Motown investor, thank you for coming into the live. Sean was very honest about who he is and his intentions. And it seemed like a lot of ladies did not respect the honesty. Let me get the picture off of there. I forgot to talk about Dante. It was so many bad looks. It was so many bad looks. But let's move forward past Sean. I agree with everything you said, Stephanie. He was very honest, and some women just want you to lie to them, I guess. I don't know. Let's get into Sydney and Phil. They ain't really talk about too much. I already said Sydney and Phil were the best dressed couple to me. Even though he had on that sparkly jacket, I liked the way Sydney and Phil looked together. Um, I noticed how production kept flashing the camera over to Frank every time Sydney and Phil had something to say, and they were going through their package. Frank, we all know you wish Sydney would have picked you, but oh well. She probably saw you in some cowboy boots and a suit sometime in the past and was like, hell no, my man can't dress like that. She says she was attracted to Phil because out of all the men, Phil was the only one who wasn't sweating her. Like Phil would let all the other men come play in Sydney's face and he would just sit back. But Phil really had a plethora of women. He had Tasia, Aisha, Shiloh. Yeah, so he probably wasn't sweating you, Sydney. But once you gave him a little bit of a opportunity, he sure ran through that door. They are exclusively dating now. They don't want to talk about getting engaged, but really, when people are only dating for a few months, are y'all really worried about them getting engaged? I wouldn't be asking anybody on this show, are y'all getting engaged? Are y'all moving in? Like, damn, can they make it a year first? You see not Phil, what's their name? Jason and Liz last season, and I love Jason and Liz. They didn't even make it a year. So give these people some time. Phil finally Let's look at Phil real quick. He finally got a haircut in a lineup. Do I got a close up of Phil and Aisha? I didn't get a close up of them. I just got them on the couch. People have been dragging Phil and his hairline, and people been calling them hair plugs all season. But shady. I want the show to stop adding 40-something-year-old men who want babies. That could be it because a lot of single men like to date younger, and you could really tell by the show because the younger women are the ones who usually get asked out more. I agree. I'm gonna agree with that. Okay, the word on the street in DC is Sydney and Phil are not together, so they just playing in our face on the reunion. I could see it. I could see it. The reunion was taped a few weeks ago. Maybe they broke up right after. This whole season was a play in the face to me. I don't even think Dante and Aisha are together, and I like them the best. So, at least Frank was honest. So, can we give Frank a little bit for being honest, or we still not giving Frank nothing? Let's move over to Camille and her cornball Cornelius. I'm sorry, my nose feel like it wants to run. Um, why they didn't put Camille and Cornelius all together, one giant package? Like it seemed like, okay, we're gonna talk to Camille, then we're gonna talk to somebody else. Okay, let's talk back to Camille. Like, I don't want Camille to feel that important. She really had me ready to kick my shoes off, like Sabrina. But let's get into what they talking about. First off, in the comments and in the chat, what is it that you all think Cornelius sees in Camille that he's blindly with her? Like, he don't see no fault in none of the stuff we all watched on our TV screen. He see no fault in what Camille's doing. He's like, baby, calm down. You know they about to get on you, but just calm down. You can take it. You can do it. You know they're about to bullshit. I'm like, it ain't the sex, because they not having sex right. I don't know. Maybe there's just men out there that like to be bossed around, and they like those aggressive type women. And Cornelius must just be one of them, because I can't put my finger on it what he could possibly see in her, because she showed her whole asshole on TV. But let's get into it. Camille jokes around and says she has 3 personalities. Olivia is emotional. Shay Shay is the one who down for whatever, and Camille is their ringleader. We like to joke around that she got multiple personalities, but I really feel like she does. I really do, because she has a hard time being normal. I can't put my finger on them. It's just like, it's weird, and I just can't. Because most women don't even want no men. I mean, everybody is different. But most women, or maybe I'll speak for myself, I don't want no man that is jellyfishy and can't call me out for my rights and my wrongs. I don't want no man I could just bulldozer and tell him what to do, and he just gonna do everything. It's something about it. I just can't. Camille antics was to secure more to secure more screen time, and it can't be, it just can't be the screen time to me, because they got voted off the show and they still out here on Instagram and everywhere else with their antics. Like, they got pictures where Camille is topless and Cornelius is kind of covering her breast, and it's really weird. I can understand the screen time and okay, the TV show over, let's move on. Cause y'all not about to get no spinoff. Cornelius would have got more screen time if he would have got voted off the show, left Camille crazy ass alone, and we could have been like, maybe Camille kind of bullied him into being in. He probably could have got that. What's the DJ name? The sexy dark skinned one. I don't forgot his name. But he had the real sexy voice. He could have came back like him. But oh well, let's move on to the other crap they talking about. They talked about moving in together and taking it slow. And I'm like, okay, these people are fronting for TV because all on the show, all Camille wanted to do was move fast. KG, that's his name. See, he could have got the KG package if he could have played his cards right. But also for Instagram followers, I don't know who following him on Instagram. Like, Camille is the most least liked person outside of Zadia. People might dislike Zadia more than Camille, but they're the two least liked people of this franchise, if not all franchises. Who's following them? Not me. Moving on. So now the first thing Camille want to talk about is she blame it on the edit. And I'm like, it is 2022. We are not blaming the edit anymore. When you blame the edit, that is very lazy, it's tired, it's lame, it's cowardice. It's like, bitch, we live in the Nene generation where we said what we said and we did what we did. And if you don't like it, then you just don't like it. That's the kind of energy I need from my reality people. If you get on TV and you can't stand in, I said what I said, then you don't need to be on TV. If you got to blame the edit, gone over there. Gone over there. And so they asked Sabrina, of all people, because I'm like, Sabrina ain't want Cornelius. What do you think about their relationship? And Sabrina was like, hell, if they like each other, I love it. Hell, I ain't got to be with his ass. And I ain't got to deal with her ass. And so I ain't mad at that. Aisha, at the end of the segment, is like, we're not going to talk about her aggression. And then that's when you know Cornelius got to rub Camille's back. It's okay, baby. Then calm down. And she's like, oh, they don't want none. They don't want me to pipe up. And I'm like, I'm ready. I want you to pipe up. I want you to act the same clown you acted on TV on this reunion so we cannot blame the edit. But let's move on. Oh, it's about to get... We're about to move through this because a lot of people got to fast forward. Up next, we get to Tyrone. Tyrone is a fast forward. Y'all cool with that? Because to me, Tyrone wasn't entertaining. His little moment with Carrie... Girl, you was on 2 episodes. Let's move on. Shiloh, we learned in this segment that Shiloh didn't show up to the reunion. Why, girl? You couldn't find you a satin outfit? I don't know. When Shiloh doesn't show up to the reunion, it makes me feel like she might have put not 20 on 10, but 40 on 10 with that field situation where you pick me up because you know that was going to be a topic of conversation, and there's a lot of people there who they say were at the club with you all. I don't know. I wish Shiloh would have showed up. Is she still in her feelings? I don't know. They touch on the word aggressive and that it's a bad word for African American females. None of them want to be called aggressive. But we're not gonna do that this season. Not season 5 of Ready to Love. We're going to use the word aggressive because those bitches, the Brown Girl squad, were aggressive. They were mean girls, they were bullies, and they were aggressive. So we're going to use that word towards them because it fits and it's okay. We're not going to make it seem like we can't call Black women aggressive. I understand where it comes in and where it fits with colorism, but if you're acting aggressive, you don't get a pass because you're a Black woman. No, you were aggressive. So when we get to their segments, we're going to use that word. Let's move on. Shiloh knew she was going to get dragged. She probably was going to get dragged because Courtney is here now. And Courtney is going to tell us what really happened. I still stand by, if I say don't touch me, don't touch me. I still stand by that, but I feel like it's a lot more to that situation that maybe Shiloh didn't want to be confronted with. So, girl, you ain't do no worse than Zadia. If Zadia can sit there, and they better get into Zadia's ass next week for putting her hands on Dante. But we got to wait till next week to see. And you said, amen. Yes, ma'am, amen. we not giving nobody no passes. Let me delete this person out the chat. I hate when they put these little spam things in there. Okay, let's move on. So, okay, now we back to Camille and Cornelius, and this is where I'm aggravated because we keep talking to them separate, making it seem like they're important, like they are part, really a big part of the show. We're now, I guess, talking to Cornelius and we're asking him questions. And I'm like, why are we asking Cornelius anything? Like Camille didn't write him a script at home and told him exactly what he can say and what he shouldn't say. You might as well just ask Camille. Courtney makes a statement saying she had no problem getting to know Cornelius for herself. Camille didn't block her. And everybody else is like, no, that bitch was a bully. But see what I don't want to give Camille too much. I don't want to give Camille too much. And maybe some of them ladies were interested in Cornelius at the beginning and felt like Camille had a hold on him. But for people like Aisha, Sabrina, who really didn't want Cornelius, I don't understand why y'all care about this man and his happiness. If he wants to be with her, let him be with her. If he looked foolish, if he was dragged, if he was brainwashed, whatever words y'all want to use, stick to if he like it, I love it. Because you never wanted him. You never wanted him. So I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about Cornelius blinking his eyes. Tell me if like I don't want him. So if he liked being over there with that foolishness and that crazy woman, let him sit over there in it. But people feel like, oh, Camille pressured him day one. She was calling him a boyfriend. If he said day one he had a connection to, let them live in La La Land together. I really don't care nothing about what Cornelius has to say. That's what I said in my notes. I said, who cares? If you want to be with that crazy girl, let them have each other. What you think about it, Stephanie? You said Cornelius showed his true colors, his true persona. On the show, he talked about his God-fearing ways and was okay. He was okay with lying on the reunion and he was side-eyeing. The main thing, and we're going to get to it at the end because y'all already know. But at the end, when he was going with Camille, like she didn't say it, I didn't hear her say it. I agree. I don't want to say it's nothing God fearing about Camille because I don't know that lady in real life. And it's a lot of foolishness that go on in church. We ain't even gonna pretend like people who God fearing and all in the church don't have their own crazy ways as well. So I ain't gonna go there. But from what she's put out of her personality on this TV screen, I didn't see too much God fearing in it. And I believe even her friends was like, girl, you don't believe in no sex without marriage. What you over here doing? I feel like Cornelius was putting on for TV. I can't put my finger on it, you guys. I really can't. I don't. Even for just we playing in our face for TV storyline purposes, I don't see it. Like Cornelius could have played with anybody else and came off a lot better. But let's get into the Brown Girls Club or the Brown Girls Squad, whatever they call. I really didn't mind the Brown Girls Squad coming together and being a squad. Is the tea that they dropped that they were telling people you too light to be over here with us? That if that was the case, that's wrong. Because a lot of them made it seem like, oh, you told me I was too light. You told me I wasn't brown enough. That's fucked up because if the roles were reversed and somebody would have put a paper bag up and say, oh, you ain't light enough to be over here in our squad, oh, the internet would be going up. The internet would be going up. So I hope that wasn't the case. They was telling people their skin tones wasn't tone enough to be in a group. But I don't care that they came together as a group. To me, what I don't like about those three women, Mumin, Zadia, and Camille, is that they were mean girls. They were bullies. They would say little slick shit to people, and then when people match their energy, they want to be like, well, why are you yelling at us? What's wrong with you? You can't control yourself. Like, no, bitch, you started it. That's what I didn't like about the Brown Girls clip. Now, Stephanie, you say, I'll say what I can't. Camille is the beard. Well, girl, you said a lot right there. Um, you think so? I don't get that from Cornelius. I get that more from the cowboy boots, but I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm just gonna leave that there and we gonna move on. Um, they get into calling Zadia. Oh, Sabrina calls Zadia a bitch, which Zadia, you are a bitch. And she was like, I don't have to be your friend. And she said, cause you mean, you nasty, and you a bully. Mean, nasty, and a bully. And I saw no lies detected in what Sabrina was saying. Zadia can't handle the heat, so she got her ass out the kitchen and she walked off the stage. Bad. Stay off the stage. Let's move on to the next bit of foolishness. The people playing on my TV screen. Frank and Mumin. We ain't gonna get into all the story of the bullshit they was talking. Frank said he ain't talked to Mumin since they was out there twirling around in the sand choosing each other. Frank said after the cameras went down, he had to really sit back and think if this was the relationship for him. He's been hurt before in the past and he didn't want to get hurt. And sometimes he hurt others and I ain't want to hurt her. So I just quit talking to her. I'm like, if this ain't the biggest bunch of bullshit I ever heard. I'm like, Frank, let's just be honest. Just say you wanted to stay to the end. Sydney picked Phil, so the only way you could stay to the end is by picking Mumin. So you pick Mumin for the show, but you ain't really want to have shit to do with her. If you all have been watching my videos from day one for Ready to Love DC, from the second Frank and Mumin got on my TV kissing and talking about how they each other in a relationship, whatever, they was each other tops. I was like, why is Frank and Mumin playing in my face? When did Frank and Mumin ever like each other? I ain't never seen it for Frank and Mumin. So I said, Mumin, girl, you deserve it. Because Frank was on here to get with Sydney. Right. Frank wanted Sydney. He couldn't have Sydney. Frank was on here playing for TV. Mumin just wanted to be chose. She wanted any man to pick her. I knew Mumin just wanted to be chose when she gave Corey a chance. Corey was the biggest clown of this whole season. And you wanted to give Corey a chance. So once Corey went home, you went jumping around. Well, would you like to vote with me? I'll vote for you. You vote for me. This was all for votes. They deserve each other. I don't feel bad for Mumin. I don't feel bad at all. Like, oh, you got your feelings hurt. No, girl. You want to be chose. You got chose. Now go on off my TV screen. Let me see. You said Cornelius is fine. Let that man want what he wants. That's how I feel. If Cornelius likes it, I love it. Because I ain't got to deal with neither one of their ass. I'm like Sabrina. They ain't paying near one of my bills. Them being together don't affect none of my lifestyle. So let's move on from that. Mumin liked anybody who liked her. Period. Period. And from that, we're going to move on because I don't care nothing about what Zadia and Camille had to say about the situation. So now we get to watch the Mean Girls have their footage, and we get all the footage of Camille, not once but twice, telling people, don't vote my man in the bottom no more. You vote my man in the bottom, you ain't coming to the wedding. All this, I'm gonna fuck you up. Zadia and her 2 cents about it. Zadia saying you sound like hateration to me. Like, we got to see all of the Mean Girls do what the Mean Girls do. The first thing, which is the title of my live, Sabrina says, I'm just trying to decide if I need to kick my shoes off now or later. And I'm yelling at the TV, Sabrina girl, kick them off now. Because you need to stay ready. Stay ready. Go ahead and kick them off now. Let them bitches know you ready. Okay. So we get into the Mean Girl segment. Naeem wants to pipe up because I guess he ain't had a camera moment. He's somebody that could have stayed at home. He's like, I think the situation with Zadia is at the beginning, 8 of the 9 men all chose Zadia. They all wanted to be with Zadia, and I think the girls was jealous. And I'm with the girls. Number one, we don't know who the hell they picked. So why would we be jealous of Zadia? And then number two, and I put it out in the tweet. I should have put my tweet up here. I said, I don't give a damn if all 9 men wanted to be with Zadia at the beginning. At the end of the day, now one of them chose her ass. At the end of the day, Zadia went the fuck home. At the end of the day, Naeem, Zadia didn't even choose you, so why are you being her superhero? And Zadia doing like, yeah, all the men wanted me here. Go ahead and tell them about it, Naeem. But at the end of the day, you didn't want this man, and none of the men wanted you. The point of the show isn't how many men want to fuck me at the beginning. The point of the show is who want to take me home and try to at least work on or pretend we gonna date when it's all over. None of them wanted to do it with you. So let's move on. Okay, we got some Frank information. I think Frank is one of the those African babies that was adopted by white parents, hence why he has a European first and last name. I don't think that's true. A lot of foreign people, especially in the Asian community, they'll keep their name that means something to them, but when they come over to America, they'll change it to a more American name because they'll be like, oh, I don't want people to be mispronouncing my name or whatever. But that's funny though. But I don't know. But seeing how we never really got to see Frank's family, we just got to see his young ass cousins. That could be true. Sabrina was bringing grown woman vibes. Yes. Sabrina was on ready because she was like, I'm not about to argue with y'all bitches. We could throw hands. I saw the similarities of Cornelius and Naeem. Can't put my finger on it, but I just don't understand a man who is riding for a woman who didn't even want them. Because Zadia did not want Naeem. Because if she did, why y'all not together right now? Okay. Let's move on. Naeem said he feels like they thirsty for friends and not love. And I'm like, Naeem, you got this all backwards. They the one who the Brown Girls squad, it seemed like they the ones thirsty for friends. But let's move on. So Sydney pipes up and said, can't one of y'all men check him? Ain't nobody gonna check him. I'm like, girl, you check him. Now I did agree with Sydney. Some y'all men were the ones in the first deliberation. Now Corey in the background, like, yeah, we did want Zadia in the beginning. Who cares? You ain't with her. So I did agree. One of the men should have piped up and be like, Naeem, calm down. This shit ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But Sydney, I don't have a problem with a woman checking a man. You should have checked his ass. You should have told him to shut the fuck up because ain't nobody wants you. But let's move on. Now they get to the part of the episode that really had me fucked up. Aisha is not letting this shit go. She was like, she the one being aggressive. She the one at the table talking about, I'll fuck you up if you put my man in the bottom. And she's like, I didn't say that. And here go Cornelius. Yeah, I ain't hear her say it. We ain't even gonna listen to Cornelius. Like, just put his mic on mute. And she's like, roll it back. I can guarantee you, I didn't say that. They showed that clip 3, 4, 5 times. And the whole time she was like, that's a voiceover. I had my finger in my mouth. I didn't say that. And I'm like, bitch, not a voiceover. That was my tweet. I was like, bitch, not a voiceover. You don't went from editing to now a voiceover when it was clearly what 10, 15 people sitting at the table who all heard it. The only person who ain't hear it was your dumbass boyfriend. But everybody else heard it. But everybody at the table heard the voiceover too. Like, really? And this the woman y'all want teaching y'all children. This the woman you want to bring the children into our futures. By then, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Camille, you a fool, and I ain't got nothing else to do. And that was it. Now Tasia walks off the stage and she's like, this shit is ghetto. My mama in the hospital. This bitch over here playing in our face, talking about a voiceover. This shit is ghetto. I'm done. I'm over it. Tasia, I hope you went home. Cause you ain't, I like you, girl, but you really ain't got shit to say at the reunion. You ain't really have a connection with somebody. And it seemed like next week you want to try to fight to say you were number 3 or 4 on somebody's list. Girl, if you weren't number 1, I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't care. Tasia, you really could have stayed home. You really could have. And I like you, but I felt like they just kept you around so they wouldn't be like, oh, the big girl went home first again. And I can say it because I'm a big girl. That's how I felt. Now, it's a few things I need them to address next week. Number 1, I want to know if Aisha and Dante are still together. 2, I want to know how Walter feels about being stood up in the garden. I want to know. I just want to know how he felt about that. I'm sure we're going to get Walter's point of view. They better give Sabrina big props for choosing herself over this bullshit ass couplings. I want to know why the clown of all clowns is on my TV screen crying. What the hell is Corey crying about? Clowns are supposed to be happy people. What is Corey crying about? I want to hear Courtney's point of view of what happened in this Shiloh situation. Just because Shiloh ain't here, don't mean we're not going to discuss what really happened in this situation. And I need Zadia to get dragged for putting her fingers in Dante's face, really on Dante's face. We need everybody to drag Zadia for that. And that's it. So next week they better give it. Now let's see what you said. Zadia was a favorite in the beginning, but soon once the men started dating her, they did not want Zadia. Her nasty ass attitude. Hence, she was voted off by the men. I agree. Zadia is a beautiful girl. Beautiful. What messes Zadia up is her nasty ass attitude. Most men don't want to be bothered with that. Nobody but Cornelius. I'm not even going to go back to them reads. Let's move forward. Tasia's dress looked cheap as she walked off the stage. Girl, just as cheap as everybody else's. I ain't seeing an expensive piece of fabric up there. So that's it. That's all I got to give. I'm gonna keep this short. We're not gonna talk for hours and hours. I'm happy I got that done in 38 minutes. For the most part, we really didn't get any closure. We really didn't get people resolving anything. It was pretty much people telling me what I already knew. Corey is crying because LOL. I don't know. I really. Why is Corey even getting any camera time? His ass went home second, I believe, third. And who did anybody find love in the dating pools outside of the cameras? You know, every season is people who find love. Well, I didn't date them there, but we dating now, or I done felt, anybody find love outside of the show? Like, come on, tell me. But anyway, we'll see what happens next week. I'll probably be back the same time next week. It'll probably be Sunday during the afternoon because I have another panel live Saturday night. So I know I won't be able to get it done on Saturday night. So thank you all for watching. Go ahead and like this video if you haven't liked it already. Definitely, if you're watching this on the rewatch, get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about one. And I saw on the internet this was the worst cast. Agreed. I mean, they only had about 5 casts so far, so this was the worst of the 5. They say Ready to Love is supposed to be back at the end of this month, and they already have a shorter cast. It's like a cast of 14 instead of 18. Maybe to be a little mini season. And I did see where they're casting for Miami next. I want to see them what they give us in Miami. Miami is a little spicy, so I want to see what they do in Miami. Um, so we might be right back to Ready to Love when the reunion is over, because it's supposed to be like DC Part 2. So we'll see. We'll see. That might have been a, was that a rumor? I want to do my cast assessment, but if it really ain't coming on, because I believe they said January, yep, January 28th. So the reunion part 2 will be next week, the 21st, and the new season's supposed to start on the 28th. So we shall see. If it is, I'm gonna be reviewing. So y'all have a good one. If this your first time with Kiss My Cheeks TV, go ahead and hit subscribe, because I will be back giving y'all all the shows, the reality shows and the reality competition shows, and we'll have a good time. He said, I cried watching a chorus. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.